Hello everyone, welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. My name is Colleen, and this is another wonderful island tour for you today. This one is created by Kuri Dune, which you may be subscribed to her already, and if you're not, then what are you doing? You should definitely go give her a little subscribe, go say hello, go show her some love, because she has posted so many different custom designs for everybody to use. I know that when hard mode had just started, she had released like a whole how-to manual, well, not an actual manual, but just an informative graphic, and she is just absolutely wonderful. So definitely go check out her channel. But this is her 100% original custom code island. It is named Splorroch. Hopefully I said that as close as I could to the proper pronunciation with my Canadian accent. I'm really hoping. Splorroch. How is that? I hope at the very least that you're laughing at me right now, Lauren. But anyways, this island is incredible. I will be looking at the custom designs pretty much immediately, so if you're hoping to get that code, don't worry. It's going to be right at the beginning of the video, and I will have it in the description for you as well, of course. Now, when Kuri sent over the information for the island, she had given a little summary for it, which was super, super interesting. So, Splorroch is actually an old Scots word that means squelching, like through the mud, which would explain the flag that we saw at the very front of the island, so that makes plenty of sense. And then she also mentioned, so it's an abandoned, kind of worn down town. We've got some forest, we've got a lake, all of that good stuff. And there's also some information regarding one part of the island, but I'm just going to save that to when we get to it, because I just feel like it's important enough that I should wait to mention it. But then in the designs too, you're going to notice that a lot of them will have some sort of like social messaging behind them, which I also love. All of these designs are just incredible. I think I just said designs weird. Did I say designs? You know what I mean. Oh, she also mentioned in her summary that the first two rows, so I guess the first two that I am not on right now, were completely made for this island. And then some of them that were on that third one, I believe. Oh no, reverse that. So the first row is the one that would have previous codes that she had done. But then the second and third row, those ones were all made for this island. And of course, I'm going to have to save one of the dress designs and then wear it throughout this entire thing because I can't help it. It's too cute. I actually meant to save the green beanie too, and I don't know why I didn't. Well, at least I know the code, and it's in the description if you want it, so not to worry, everybody. Alright, so now that we are all prepared, we are all dressed up, let's take a look around, shall we? I really love this island. It is so fun in a, abandoned town kind of way. I also regret not picking up the pinwheel. I wish that I would have played with it. I really, really love the kind of minimal terraforming that we've got going on. It just adds to it perfectly, like you barely even notice it. I just love all of the little touches that are on the beach too, because it's just so simple. I did not even know what the sea creatures were at first, because I don't think I've seen them out like that before, so I haven't seen them in their little yellow containers. But they're cute. They're cute. Makes me want to use them somehow outside of the museum, actually. It's giving me ideas. I was just getting a little bit of a closer look at that little tented area, and we'll just run back now this way. Now we're just on the opposite side of the plaza, And I love how this is set up. It's like so compact. And of course, just all of the designs. Which I would like to take a moment to say how impressive that is, because I could probably count on just my two hands how many I've made over the course of like 7 or 8 islands maybe. I don't actually know how many islands I've done, but I'm guessing probably that many. And here you can see that we have a bit of a graveyard build. Now this is the build that I was mentioning is particularly important. The red tulip that you see is honoring her gran who sadly passed away, and it's just all tied and connected to Parkinson's, which is a cause that's very close to Kuri's heart. So again, make sure you subscribe to her channel. She does lots of fundraising as well, and I just think it's very important to support those sorts of things. So be sure that you go give her some love. So just wandering into a bit of a residential spot here. And again, I just love the way that everything is set up. It's just so perfect. Like all of those cardboard pieces that are on the ground. That's another one of the items that I never tried to interact with for the longest time. Turns out it has a whole thing that it does. Pretty cool. That, like, fake iron wall thing, I don't even know what it's supposed to be. Some sort of median, maybe? It blew my mind when I was on your island. I'm realizing, well, and I kind of realized near the end of the tour too, I think it's one of those wooden field, oh, not a partition, wooden field sign. There we go. I think it's one of those. And then maybe just with that same design on the ground. But it really does look like it's curved, so I was really confused. So more of a little residential spot just beside this road here, which I love. I love it. It's just so scenic. Like, I know that this island isn't Scotland, but it makes me want to visit Scotland. You know? Would they make fun of me for the way that I say Splorroch? Just tell me the truth. Maybe not. Who knows? I am trying my hardest. So now I'm wandering into the slightly abandoned shopping district. You can see one of the codes there, people not profit. Love that one. Something that we don't know a lot of these days. Pretty much anywhere, really. Just the decorations are so perfect. Like, I don't know what else to say, really, because it's just so well done. Like, look at how beautiful this view is. I love it so much. Maybe this is the part that makes me want to visit Scotland. I feel like this is something I would actually run into. Maybe this is a romanticized view of it in my head right now, but I feel like that's pretty realistic. That's within my grasp, I think. Oh, I keep forgetting to mention too, so when I was showing you the map, you might have noticed there are only 5 villagers. Now, no, this island is not modded. There's just this really cool trick that I didn't even know about until like a couple days ago, and then learned more about maybe an hour ago. And basically it entails having 2 switches. You would have Animal Crossing on the other one, of course, and basically you are leveling up characters on that switch, restarting on the other one and transferring one of them that has the ability to terraform and has all of the items that you want to use in their inventory already. And it actually just transfers it all to your new island, which I had no idea. And it's not actually like that simple, so please be sure to look into it if you decide to do something like that, because I do not take any credit for this, and I definitely don't know all of the specific details to make sure that you don't lose your other island in the process. So just make sure that you look up some sort of how-to from a reliable source, and you're not just listening to kind of the vague information that I just gave you in this video. Okay? I don't want anyone to lose an island. But anyway, I guess I did go on a little bit of a tangent there, but that's why there's only 5 villagers, and why she was still able to terraform, which I think is just really, really cool. I want to try it now, because that sounds like it's so much easier for restarting an island for like a video's sake. So we have a bit of an abandoned like fairground here, which I love these sorts of builds. And I know that in Kuri's island tour video, she mentioned, and I hope that I'm remembering this properly, but that's somewhere that her and her significant other like to go, like when it would come to town. If I'm just making that up, that would be pretty embarrassing. Hello, this is Colleen from the future. She double-checked Kuri's video, and she did not remember incorrectly. They did indeed go to the fair, went to the amusements, and it was usually in the early spring, according to her video, which I'm just going to link at the top of the video right now for you because I've been referencing it so many times. You should just go check it out too, because it is a great video with a lot more explanation to this island than I will be able to give you. For now though, let's check out the house, shall we? And again, it fits so perfectly. Oh, I love it. You even have the custom design underneath the bottles. Like, amazing. Then same kind of abandoned style, but now we're in the kitchen. I wish I could make this style this well. It looks so good. And I think for me too, it never really dawns on me to use the wheat fields inside, or like the leaves, which obviously for this sort of theme, it makes a lot of sense. Even having like the green tile bathtub just seems so perfect for some reason. I was not meaning to turn the light on and off. I was trying to drink. Yeah, I was trying to drink my coffee. And it just really didn't want to let me. Bit of a lounge area. And I think that she had mentioned too in her video kind of like an abandoned spot where, what did she say, like maybe youths would go hang out, something like that. And then the squeakoid. Oh, I love a good squeakoid. And let's talk about this basement because it is perfect. Exactly what you would imagine finding in a basement. And we were talking about too during the stream that she was just doing, how cool would it be if we could have some sort of damaged airport instead of like the yellow, orange, blue, and green, you know? Just a rusty one. That'd be cool. I I spent a lot of time down here because I just loved all of the design choices. I just find it so accurate for a basement because of just how much stuff is down there. Because that's always what happens. You go into it thinking that you'll be able to keep everything organized, and that's never what happens. It all piles up, and then you don't know where anything is. Or if you're like me, you know where it all is, but it's too hard to get to it. But again, just a great build. These interiors are just amazing. So after we finish up in here though, we will be heading back outside, I believe, because we have more of this island that we need to go check out. So just running back past that abandoned fairground. Now you can see a bit of a market here. She did such a good job of hiding the edge of that rock because I was really confused how I had gotten to the back of the island. Like for a moment I had to kind of look for the horizon because I wasn't sure if maybe it was just a really, really big lake. Which I could have also looked at the map for that, I guess. It didn't dawn on me at the time though. I love it. I love it. That's all I have to say. And the storefront is just such a good item. That's all. I just love a good storefront. But you can see we've got the tent museum because that is much more fitting for an abandoned, muddy, rainy town. A new path has been discovered. Let's go this way. I love this little picnic spot. It's just so cozy. I just love all of these decorations. They're so perfect. I think this is one of the only like walkable cliffs that we've got. If I'm remembering correctly. A little bit of a lookout, good spot for some pictures. Just gorgeous. I love this little land bridge that she created too. It's so cute and very convincing. Honestly, those log stakes are such an underrated item, I feel like. So an even more abandoned area back here. We've got the Kuri design. So cool. Such a good graffiti look. So just a bit of a closer look back here now. And it's just, again, it's wonderful. I love it so much. So over to the left, kind of behind me, we have a more mountainous area. And I think that's why she mentioned she had some of the caves around this spot, and why she has the, I think it's like the wintry looking volcano / mountain top up there. Just going to show like how high up it actually is. There's just a lot of thought that went into this island, and I love that. So making our way over kind of closer to the beach, sort of. I was trying to figure out which way I wanted to go, so just bear with me for a moment here. Alright, we're back to the beach, not to worry. I did run around in circles for a little bit, but that's completely fine. And I found the ukulele. You thought you could hide it from me, and I found it. And you might not even know the joke about the ukuleles, but it's okay. I just really like to play the instruments. Look how great that view is, though. That is amazing. It took me 3 or 4 tries to set up the camera properly, but it was worth it. Look at that. And I will mention actually very quickly, since we're on the beach and since I'm remembering, at the very end of the video, I have a couple pictures from a spot on the beach and with the dock that I just didn't remember to look at when I was touring. But once I was finished recording and I was taking pictures, that's when I remembered, so we got some pictures. I honestly just like looking at those islands that are in the distance. I used to pretend that they were my friends' islands when I had first started playing the game and before we could swim, so I didn't realize that there was that border. But how fun would that be? You could just walk up to the shoreline and you could just click on one of those islands and it would bring you to one of your friends' islands. Or like Tortimer's Island or something like that. That would be cool. But anyways, back to the tour because that is what we are focusing on right now. This abandoned playground, again, so good. It's so good. So we're back in our little Able Sisters area. Took me a minute to realize I needed to walk through that way. The way that I just ran away from. But I'll figure it out shortly, don't you worry. But it totally looks like there's enough room in between the car, right? Like it looks like I should be able to fit there. Very sneaky, but here we go. I don't know why I tried again when I know that I can't get through there. I really do not know why I do the things that I do. I love how in front of this house we have, or beside it I guess, we have some of the like jack-o'-lanterns just backwards, looking like the full-grown pumpkins. I love that. Just giving it a little bit of a different look. I also did not realize that we can plant crops on the beach. That kind of changes things. I imagine that they don't grow, but I don't think that really matters. Just for, like, decoration's sake. But again, I love these different decorations that we've got on the beach. And, like, some portions of the beach are a little bit more busy than others, but it's all really good. So as you can see, this just kind of connects to the entrance. But I did just want to make sure I wasn't missing out on anything on the beach or just over at the back here. Back here actually was a bit of an investigation for me because I could not figure out what was making that noise. And initially I thought it was just coming from within my house, but then I realized it was in the game. So I ran back past it, trying to figure out where it's coming from. Then I figured it out. The culprit. Just, it doesn't move enough, so I couldn't tell that it was actively, doing something. I love all of the socks that are just on the ground too. Just such a good detail. Well, as I came up onto this rooftop here, I realized we're actually very close to the end of our tour. So before we get to the end, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. make sure that you go subscribe to Kuri. She's actually very, very close to 2.7K right now, so let's see if we can get her to that. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.